Hi guys, for today's video, let me share how do you go through with the DIY process and submitting your application online.
Alright guys, one of the school districts that uses SchoolSpring for its website application is Spring Independent School District. Currently, this school district is affiliated with FCEC. Meron silang new name, but it's an agency, third-party agency based in the States. And they also have recruiters from the Philippines. And in fact, marami na pong na-hire for the next school year. And meron na mga nag-PM sa akin early October. So, you can apply through them. Medyo mahal nga lang. But also, they do have, you can also direct application. And then, just message the HR kung kailangan mo pang through FCEC talaga yung application mo. But, this is how you apply with SchoolSpring. So, click on the website. And then right here, you can have jobs or careers. So, let's click on jobs. And then makikita mo dito now, okay, look at this one, guys. So, October 31, they are hiring PE teachers. So, you can apply with this one, but you can also search teacher to filter out applications. And then, since I'm a math teacher, I'm going to click Dekaney High School because they're hiring a math teacher. And then let me tell you one strategy when you do your resume. So qualifications right here, but for J1 teachers, the minimum requirements, I already made a video for that, at least 2 years. But since you are an international teacher, the more years of experience you have, the better and the higher is your chance na ma-hire. So special knowledge and skills, put this one in your resume. Major responsibilities and duties. So add this one. Some of them you are already doing them because wherever you're teaching, we have 90% or 100% na we have the same job. It's just that other terms are not really familiar. So you can look those terms in the internet, like 504 plans, IEP. These terms are not really familiar in the Philippines. So again, for the job description, I would recommend put this one in your resume under job description and say like DepEd and then ilagay mo yan. So mga naghahanap, for those who are looking for a social studies teacher, they are also hiring as of October 1. Honestly, Spring IZ is hiring a lot of international teachers this year and for the next school year. So I'm going to apply for this job. So click on this. And then make an account in SchoolSpring. So I will be making a fake account because I'm not going to submit this. I'm going to show you the process on how do you go over with SchoolSpring? Okay, again, the purpose of this, I will not be submitting this, but I will be showing you how to make or do the application. So ito yung process niya, attachments yung nauna. Unlike Frontline, the attachments are at the bottom of your application, but with SchoolSpring, attachments are the first one. Then personal information, and then for me, mas madali siya than the apply track na napakita ko sa inyo sa YouTube video ko. Alright, for the first attachment is Educator Preparation Program or Letter of Enrollment. Educator Preparation Program, if you are based in the Philippines, this is the Student Teaching Certification. That means this is a document from a college or university that testifies that you had undergone student internship or practice teaching sa atin. So I asked ChatGPT, and yes, it's an official document issued by a school, college, and a university that confirms a student is enrolled in a teacher training or certification program. But again, you can attach, because since we're based in the Philippines, then we are already in DepEd or in a private school, then we're done with our student internship. So as a document from the university, if they could provide one, or maybe upload your transcript that you had, your teaching certification. Anyway, each HR would contact you in case they have questions about the documents that you have submitted. But Spring ISD, since Spring ISD has already a lot of Filipino teachers, so they're familiar with the documents that you will be submitting from the Philippines. So you can, teaching certificate, they don't PRC license if you don't have a standard certificate here in Texas. So just upload your PRC license. And then for your transcript, again, as what I have said, better to have a foreign credential evaluation. HR managers or employers or the school principals who are evaluating your transcripts can better understand if they understand the format of your transcript. So better if you have the foreign credential evaluation, so you can go through Spantran, West, or other accredited evaluators with Texas Education Agency. And then for your resume, if you have subscribed to my channel, send me a message in my messenger, and I'll send you a sample copy of the resume. So I'm going to click save and continue. Okay. And then, how did you learn about this position? Miss, you did not upload any document. Okay. So it doesn't have an asterisk, so you can skip that part. However, since you are applying, then submit your documents. So how did you learn about this position? I'm going to say, social media, first name. Okay. I'm going to use my information. And then for social security number, again, I'm going to take the advice or advices from accredited agencies based in the country or in the Philippines to use repetitive numbers for social security. Social security is, you can't get this number while you are out of the United States. So since this is a very random number assigned to every individual living in the States, for you to be safe from any, legalities, then use repetitive numbers. So here you can use 111, 9, it should be 9 numbers. So 5, 6, 7, and then I'm going to use 99 because I know if I use 1 and take in a shot. So the repetitive numbers, and I'm pretty sure no one owns this legally in the States. So primary phone number, if you don't, you can, I know you're using your number from other countries like Africa. Some of my followers are from Africa, Vietnam, hello. So you can use 10 numbers. In the Philippines, we do have 11 numbers, but US numbers have only 10 digits. So just make it up. Anyway, they will contact you through email. So I can be reached at this address until, I'm going to use an address from the Philippines. So I'm going to use Tangasan. And then Karkar. Yeah, okay. So use your city. Anyway, they would look at the country. Okay, for the state. Okay, this is now the thing about for the state, they don't have other countries. So since you're applying in Texas, and just use Texas. Again, I promise you. And then for the zip, they would know if you are from the Philippines. So right here, I'm going to use, instead of Carcar City, just Carcar City, I'm going to put Philippines. Letting the employers know that you are from the Philippines. For the zip code, there are 5 numbers I'm going to add 0. Car is 6019, but I'm going to add 0 at the beginning because zip code here in the States have 5 digits. And then I'm going to skip this one if you have the same present address. And then equal opportunity. So I'm going to say female, date of birth. I'm making up this number, okay? So 10, 90, 90. And then here, Hispanic, you're not Hispanic. Even if we are colonized by the Spaniards for over 300 years, we are not Hispanic or Latino. So I'm going to put not Hispanic. Are you an American Indian? No. Asian, I'm going to click yes. And then no for Black or African. Hawaiian or Pacific Islander? No. White? No. Okay. So I'm done with the personal information. Now for high school attendant, obviously you know the high school. So it would, if it says required, and you have to fill in that out. So I'm a graduate of this school. Okay. So if it's national high school, don't put NHS. It should be the, I'm just holding my phone, so my bad if I'm writing it. I'm typing it really slow. So I'm a graduate of school. Do not put NHS. You have to spell it out. Graduation status, high school diploma. If you are graduation or completion date. Okay, I'm making this one April 11, 2012. Okay. And then if no diploma or highest grade completed, but if you're applying from other country, you should be a high school graduate. You know what I'm saying? So colleges, so name the university. Say, I'm going to just put my bachelor's degree. So I'm a graduate of Cebu Normal University. Again, spell it out. If you're a graduate, do not just put PNU or location. I'm going to say, since it did not require you with the state and the country, I'm going to say Cebu City, Philippines. So if you're from Africa, then just put your country. So from 0612, look at your transcript. What is the from, your inclusive dates of attendance with that university. So I'm going to say 2012 to 03, 27, 20... okay, no, not 2012. Okay. 20, if for example, 2010, 2014, tama ba? 15. Bahala na. Major area, so I'm a math major, so I'm going to say mathematics. And then I don't have a minor. Degree is bachelor's. That's my bachelor's. Date conferred or expected is a graduation date. So I'm going to put my graduation date. Ano yung nilagay ko doon? 2014. Bahala na yan. Guys, I'm just making up these numbers just to show you how do you go through the process. Did you graduate? Of course, yes. And what is your GPA? 1.4. And then this is for your master's. So you can either from doctorate, doctorate, master's, and bachelor's, or either way, it doesn't matter. They would know if it's bachelor's or degree. So yan, and then if mag-add tatlo kasi, and then anyway, it's not required. If hindi ka master's graduate, then wag mong ilagay dyan. And if date conferred or expected, if you are still taking up, say, your master's, degree or your doctorate degree, then just put an estimate date, like 2030, if you are expected to graduate at that date. That means hindi ka patapos. Okay. So save and continue right here. Now for the reference, check the box of the names of the three reference. Let me say this one again. A supervisor should be included. That means here in the States, they should have, a background check from among your supervisors. So who are supervisors in the Philippines? Master teachers, principal, public school district supervisor, if they have a direct authority on you. If, wag mo ilagay ang superintendent, because the superintendent doesn't have a direct control over you, and maybe the superintendent doesn't really know you personally and professionally kasi you're not active in the division or district meetings or organizations. So don't, it is not about how high is their position, but it's all about how well can they testify your achievements and how well you work with other colleagues and how will you deliver your lessons. So click and I would suggest one supervisor, like say department head, master teacher, principal, and two colleagues like teachers. You don't have to include those teachers that you are currently assigned, but you can also add your previous colleagues. So pwede yun from your previous schools. So required siya, example, I'm going to use my friend's name, Mark, and then Quijano. It's required, okay? Those who have a required title is Mr. Okay. Relationship is co-worker. Email address is, it could be example for DepEd, pwedeng from another school. Kung yung makatestify and then, alangan na you're including those, your enemies. of course, those who can say good things about you. So, ano yung email nila? Okay, gawa-gawa ko lang to, ha? Okay, say Marky Quijano at gmail.com. Just for example, address, ilagay mo yung address nila sa Philippines. So, I would say Valencia. And then Carcar City. And then country is, okay na. Ito na yung mga countries na meron ng Philippines, right? So, Miss, did I lie from my previous application nung sa personal information na I put Texas, even if I'm not from Texas? Guys, they would know if you're from outside their country. That's 100% sure because they would look at your personal information. And if they're not familiar, they would say, okay, this is from another country. And like Spring ISD, they're very open to so select a state, then ito na yung real. Outside US and Canada. And then put the zip code again. Put 0 because the zip code here has 5 digits. For the phone number, make it up because anyway, they will contact that person through his or her email address. So for the numbers, put 10. I want to put 00. Just let them know that he doesn't have a US number to contact. And then from, okay, ito pala yung format niya. So 00. And then common sense din kung merong mag-pop up dyan ng mga suggestions. Okay? From, say, na-hire ako 2014 and then nag-end ako sa DepEd. Again, Mark, for example, Mark is teaching at another school. We were colleagues before, but my recent employment is we're not anymore in the same school, okay? So, I would still put the date where I did start with a school na nagkasama kami. And then, same, because the Department of Education is in general, right? So, I'm going to put I in August of 2022. So, this is the month and the year that I resigned from DepEd. For the reference letter is you can ask Magic School or ChatGPT for the reference letter. Have your friend sign it online or mas mabuting my signature, you know? Kasi pwede namang anyone can make a reference letter. So when you upload a file, choose upload from device, choose from existing. For example, I'm using this document. This is not the exact document. I'm just making this application to help you go through the process, okay? So, and then add more. Again, there are 3 references should be added. So you can add them and then if you wanted to check the box right here, that means you are including that reference to be contacted by Spring ISD for their background check. So look at this one. Select 3 minimum references. But if I'm going to uncheck that one, let's see if magko-continue ba. Hindi talaga. Okay, add na lang natin. So, si Hannah. Guys, again, gawa-gawa ko lang to. Candado. And then Miss in title. Relationship is supervisor. So, master teacher, principal. And then H. Candado. Again, gawa-gawa ko lang to. Gmail.com. Address. Valladolid. And then Carcar City. Okay. Country is Philippines. Ito yung part na meron ng country. So, select a state outside and then zip code. And then phone number. Same pa rin, 00 from 06-2014 to 08-22 because makasama kami sa DepEd. And then upload. Okay, what if hindi ako mag-upload ng file? Let's try kung masave ba siya. Okay, pwedeng okay, it's okay not to have a reference letter from that reference person. Okay, one more. Say, Sian. And then Celtic. Just for example, okay? I'm just making the number para mapadali. And then co-worker kasi meron akong supervisor. And then, is at gmail.com. All right. And then address, Cebu City. Ano yan? Ocania. All right. But let's just spell it out. Car City. I'm going to use the car. And then for this country, of course, I'm going to choose Philippines. But if you are an ex-J1 teacher, you can include your, colleagues here in the U.S. That would be better. And then outside, as long as choose your reference. The best advice, choose your references that are active in emails, okay? So don't choose those people na di marunong mag-email. For the phone number, I'm going to use the same. For the date, I'm going to use the same thing, okay? Again, this is optional, but it's better to have a reference letter. All right, so I'm going to click the 3 references. That means they are going to submit a survey form about you at the end of the presentation. All right, so current or most recent position held. So, okay, I'm going to be using my department. Guys, I'm very slow with typing because I'm holding my camera. Okay, Department of Education. All right, Car City Division. Okay, this is my last employer sa Philippines. And then position title. Don't put teacher 1, master teacher 1. Just put teacher. Okay. Or specific is secondary 7 through 12. Okay, this is now how they label teachers here in the US. So if you are teaching 6th grade, 7th, and 8th, then you're a middle school math teacher. But if you're going to be safe, because anyway, our license can teach from 7th up through 12th grade. If you're a high school teacher, then I would advise that don't teach elementary. Your experience is teaching secondary. Why? They don't hire people who don't have experience in that particular grade level. How would you handle elementary kids if your experience for 20 years or 15 years is handling secondary kids? You know what I'm saying? So I would put here secondary 7 through 12 mathematics. Okay, street is your division address. So, población. Okay. Población 3. And then still Car City. Okay. And then the state is Cebu. Okay, so Cebu, Dumaguete, yun yung mga state. Equivalent niyan. And then 06019. Again, the original zip code in the Philippines has 4 numbers for Cebu. I don't know with other places, but since the zip code here has 5 numbers, and you can put 0 at the beginning. Phone number, I'm going to put 000, 10 numbers. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10. And then supervisor or reference contact information. It could be your principal. Okay, it could be your principal. It could be your master teacher. Iulit mo lang to sa reference mo. Or it could be your department head. If you're not friends with your principal, don't put his name. Because for sure, that person will badmouth against you. So, common sense. So supervisor is, I'm going to put my principal because that's the good thing. If you are not so reclamador, okay? Violin Reyes. Okay, just for example. Phone number, I'm going to put 00, letting them know that she doesn't have a U.S. phone number. Okay. Now, the email is the very most important thing here because they will contact that person through email address. I'm going to put vreyes@gmail.com. Now, don't use DepEd emails. Sometimes DepEd emails screens organization emails. So better ask for their personal email address. And of course, put people that active in emails, reply to emails, and of course, they have that big heart for you, supporting your dreams, your American dream. So we've known each other since June of 2014 to maybe present. Okay, I'm gonna put present here. Okay, no, I'm gonna put the current date. Today's November 2025. Full-time or part-time? Of course, full-time. Main requirement for J1 teachers is currently teaching full-time. Reason for leaving is I'm gonna put currently teaching. Okay, employed while how do you say while submitting this application. Okay, submitting this application, letting them know that you're not still resigned. Don't resign if you don't have the papers yet. So maybe contact this employer. I'm gonna put yes. So what are your responsibilities and accomplishment at this position? So eto na yung, this is what I'm talking about. Include this. Okay, I'm gonna go through that part again. Okay. In your resume, you have the job description, right? So I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna click this again. Now the major responsibilities are here in their website. So I'm going to copy this one, but maybe I'm gonna use ChatGPT to summarize this. Okay, obviously they would know that that's from their website. All right, so now edit this based on your personal information, highlight things that are here. I'm going to summarize this in 2 paragraphs. Highlighting. Okay, I'm using Magic School. Highlighting my job, or ChatGPT, my job as a secondary math teacher. Okay, guys, use ChatGPT in a good way. There you go. So ChatGPT summarizes one in 2 paragraphs, and I'm going to copy this and put this one on my application. However, I'm going to edit this based on my current achievement. So as a secondary math teacher, I deliver instruction aligned with staff assignments, employing effective strategies to foster authentic, and then I'm gonna add my personal achievements and my say I use strategies that would cater the needs and strengths of my students in class. I design lesson plans focused on both immediate and long-term goals, ensuring that they demonstrate a real-world relevance and integration. In my lessons, I always integrate real-life applications. I always start with, relevant context with that specific topic. So you personalize it. You just don't use ChatGPT, submit your application, because they would know. These people have higher, they have master's and doctorate degrees screening your application. And they would know that these terms, they made this one. So they would know if you're just copied and pasted this one in your application. So I use time and resources efficiently, present material. Maybe I made modules during the pandemic. I recorded videos to help the students while during the earthquake. Yung mga ganun. Regularly assessing and analyzing student performance data. So I use ChatGPT for that, just to show you how to complete this one and make this one grammatically correct. Okay, if you are using ChatGPT to correct your grammar with all your ideas, then do that one. Okay, mahiya tayo kung application pa lang, wrong na yan lahat. Okay, it's okay to maybe misspell one word, but maybe deliver your idea nicely, because website application is your gateway through heaven, because they will screen your application, and the moment you fail this website application, you are not moving through the next process, which is the interview process. So what are the process? Website application, then if it's DIY, website application, then your interview process, and if you're hired, then they would give you the job offer, and you're processing your visa and see you here in the States. Okay, so previous position, say if you have your previous employment, then put it right here. Do the same thing, accomplishments. So ilagay niyo diyan yung teaching previous positions that you are teaching. So if you are a barbecue vendor before, do not include that experience in your application. So just include those previous applications or previous positions that are relevant to your to the position that you're applying for. So if you're applying for a math teacher, maybe here in Texas, you can include your ESL experience. If you're teaching, Japanese, Chinese online before you were hired in DepEd. So you can also include that one because a lot of our population here, the students are Hispanics. So you can include that experience as long as it's relevant. So if you're a barbecue vendor, wag mo i-include yan. Mahiya tayo dyan. Alright. So now for your certifications, again, the same with ApplyTrack. If you want to visit my video on ApplyTrack, it's in my YouTube channel. I'm not really active right now, guys. There's just too much going on right now, personal and at work. So do you hold the National Board for Professional Teaching Standards certification? No. National Board for Professional Teaching Standards is a different organization that allows the teachers here in Texas to finish a course. Then we would take a test. I enrolled this one a year ago or 2 years ago, but I did not finish it because it's too costly. So do you hold or anticipate a Texas certificate? Of course. Certificate is anticipated if you're still holding a PRC license. Okay. So I'm going to put here, if yes, list the certifications currently held. If you're a secondary teacher, you are eligible for mathematics 7 through 12. I have a video for standard certification, okay? Mathematics 7 to 12. Yeah. Okay. Or you're also eligible, you're anticipating certification for visiting, okay, this is now the general term, visiting international certificate. That's telling them, okay, this teacher is applying for an J1 visa. All right. So if you do not currently hold a Texas, answer the following. Have you applied for a Texas certificate? No. Okay. Have you received a deficiency statement? No. Have you passed the basic skills exam? No. Have you passed the content area exam? No. Now, this is not the part of your license outside the United States. So do you hold a current out-of-state certificate? Yes. What is the state? Put Philippines. Okay. Miss, it's a country. Well, it's okay. Put Philippines. Certificate type is licensure. Ano yung iba-blap man sa amin? Licensure examination for teachers. But I'm going to put here national certification. They would know, guys. These districts that are already hiring international teachers, they would understand your documents, okay? Number, put your PRC number. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ano yung number sa license natin? Maybe 7. I don't know. Expiration date. If it's expired, then renew it, okay? Why would you apply if your PRC license is expired? So I'm going to put 12/20/30. Okay. Is your out of certificate current? Yes. So list your approved teaching administration field. So I'm going to put here mathematics 7 through 12. Okay. So if you are an elementary teacher, then put your license. Whatever your license and your major, minor, put it right there, okay? But I'm a math teacher, so I'm going to put mathematics 7 through 12. Administration is professional education. Okay. All right. And if you're, okay, right? Principal license, no. I'm going to put even math 7 through 12. Okay, this is now your job preference or experience. So indicate for your years of experience and the areas for you wish to be considered for employment, okay? You may choose up to 3 areas that, okay, I'm going to choose high school. Now, if you would ask me, what is that level that you don't like to teach? Middle school. My answer is 100% middle school. I don't have much patience with these kids. You're running, they think they are adults, but they're still kids. But, they're on their way through self-discovery. So most of the misbehaviors right now are in middle school. Okay. So I'm going to put high school. Years of experience. I have 7 years of experience teaching high school. And then next is maybe Okay, not high school, but middle school. Because I'm eligible for from 7 through 12, right? And middle school here is 6, 7, and 8. So years of experience. I think I taught 7th grade. Okay, during my first 3 years of teaching. And then elementary, 0. Okay. And then save and continue. So are you currently under contract? Yes. So what district? District is the division sa atin. So I'm going to put Department of Education, Philippines. End of story. Okay. Philippines. If yes, when does it expire? Your contract, I would say maybe I'm planning to move. When are you planning to going to resign if you will be hired? So but currently employed. But contract kasi dito sa States is 1 year. Okay, I'm gonna put, well, if you're applying October, usually per year, fiscal year. So or academic year, June of 2026. Professional status, have you ever had a teaching certificate revoked or suspended? If yes, hindi ka talaga so put no. Can you perform the essential job? Kaya if you have a pending case in the Philippines and then your license is revoked, it's really difficult to find a job here in the States. Even with local teachers that they had their license revoked, mahirap, to find a job. So I would know. Can you perform all essential jobs where you're applying with or without reasonable accommodation? Yes. Will you need accommodation? No. Accommodation means are you wearing hearing aid or your special accommodations, wheelchair, yung ganon. Are you a graduate? No. If your position may include the Operation Spring IZ, do you authorize the release of your motor vehicle record and understand these records will be evaluated to able to fulfill driving duties? Yes. Okay. Have you ever failed to be rehired? I would put no. If you put yes, then choy ka na. Are you a relative of any board member? No. Are you retired? No. Are you a former Spring ISD? No. So, yeah. Save and continue. Ano yung missing? Okay, then put NA down. So, yes. All right. Are you, if, no. I put no. So, approve your attachments. Okay. Okay, click NA. See? Hindi nagbabasa. And put NA. If it doesn't apply to you, then put NA. Oh, okay. Put NA. See? I'm not reading it properly. All right. So are you legally authorized? This is another part. The crucial part, yes. Because you're anticipating your J1 visa or H1B visa if the district sponsors you. But right now, because of the 100K visa fee, then usually they're not offering H1B visa. As of this time. If offered employment by the local board of education, can you will provide documentation that you're legally authorized to work in the United States? Yes. Will your immigration status require sponsorship for employment? I would say no, because if you put H1B visa, again, with the 100K visa fee, the district cannot afford that one unless you're very qualified for the position, okay? So, have you ever been investigated for misconduct? Kahit nareklamo ka sa DepEd, no, charot. Have you ever had a professional certificate revoked or suspended? No. Have you ever been denied a professional license? No. Have you ever surrendered a professional license? No. Have you ever been disciplined by a public? Kahit na-discipline ka? No. Have you ever failed to complete a contract? I would say no. Have you ever been placed on leave by an employer? No. Have you ever been contract non-renewed? I would no. Resign in lieu of contract non-renewal? No. That's giving them that, okay, there is something wrong with this person. Or, there's something with this teacher. Have you ever been evicted of a felony? No. Evicted or pled guilty to a criminal offense? No. Investigation charge, violation of taxes or ethics? No. Report of child abuse? No. No. Then I'll put here. Save and continue. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, I like Spring. It's not really complicated. Okay. And then background investigation, you have to write your name. Okay. So, you put your name, my last name. Okay. All right. my middle name, maiden name, social security number, the one that you put in at the beginning of your application. Okay, 9 numbers, date of birth, 01/1990, driver's license or state ID number. So if you don't have a driver's license in the Philippines, driver's license is 10 numbers, 10 digits. I'm gonna put 00 if you don't have the number. You don't have to lie. If you have a license, driver's license in the Philippines, just put that number. Anyway, they would know if you're outside the country, and you will have a fingerprinting once you're here in the States. So issuing state, Philippines. Karen Street address, ano yung nilagay ko dun? Okay, Kanya. Karen City, Car. Guys, I'm just making up this information. State, Cebu. Current zip code 06019. Permanent, if different from current, okay? Current country, Philippines. Email address, then you write your email address. Okay, again, I'm just making this information. I'm not going to submit this one. Phone number, the phone number, 10 digits, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Within the last 10 years, list of previous locations, like city, town, state, from month to month, year. I'm going to say, if you did not go out from the Philippines, then you can like say, okay, I went to Taiwan, Charlotte, for a vacation. And when? Say, June of 2020, pandemic talaga, to June 10, this is an example, huh? If you're a traveler, June 20 of 2020. Okay. Yun. It's like your background information is they will do a background investigation about you. So, if hindi ka Philippines, just say Philippines. Okay. And then, pre-employment affidavit. Have you previously been employed or currently employed by currently acting service or public school? Yes. Do you consent for release of your prior employment records? Yes. Have you ever been terminated? No. Being terminated? No. Have you ever been